Okay, section 1.7. The last couple of days we've been talking about two-dimensional figures. All right, today we're going to do three-dimensional figures. And I actually just kept the same thing that I wrote. Let's do this. That I wrote yesterday. You'll see in a second. All right, so three-dimensional figures, that's what we're going to do. So basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to give you a lot of figures, a lot of three-dimensional figures written on two-dimensional surface, I guess, if you want to call it that. And all you got to do is identify them. That's it. Okay, I put a picture. So on the quiz and test, I put a picture on there, and you just have to identify what that figure is. You don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to do any math, right? You don't have to tell me the radius. You don't have to tell me anything, all right, except what the name of it is. That's it. Everybody got that? So that's all we're doing. All right, so I'm just going to go through here, show you the picture, show you the name, and that's what's going to be on the quiz or test. Deshaun. Thank you. All right, let's take a look. And I've already written on there because I just kept the same thing from last class. So I'm not going to be doing any writing. It's already on there. All right, so this is a what? A sphere, okay? It's a weird word. We don't usually put those two letters together, like the S and the F sound together. That's kind of unusual, but that's what it is. It's a sphere, S-P-H-E-R-E. It's basically a ball, okay? A round ball, basketball, soccer ball, something like that. They're not exactly spheres, like a soccer ball's got all these ridges and stuff around it. And but a sphere, if you want to think of it as a ball, that's it. So I could put a picture, and that's all you got to say. I got to put a picture on a quiz or a test, and if it looks something like this, then it's a sphere. I grabbed these off the internet. I didn't draw these myself or anything on this program. It's just a lot easier doing it that way. So some of them's got some stuff in there that you don't really need to know. But what do you think that little R right there represents? The radius, yeah. So it does have a radius just like a circle has, but I'm not going to ask you about that, all right? So you don't have to worry about it. There is a chapter later on where they do a lot of stuff with three-dimensional figures. You got to find the volume of it. You got to find the surface area of it. I really doubt that we'll get that far. Usually my CP classes don't get that far. My honors classes sometimes get that far. Just depends on how quick we go during the year. But you just got to know what the name of it is. All right, here's another one. All right, again, I wrote all this stuff last period. But this is a cone. It's a basic cone, but if you want to get real specific about it, which I will on the quiz, I'm going to ask you specific questions about it. Not questions, but you need to, you didn't name it very specifically. Let's say it that way. All right. So just saying this is a cone is not enough. Okay. We call it a right circular cone. Why do you think we call it a right? Why the word right? Because you got a right angle down here. Very good. Okay. So this one right here is a right angle. We call it circular. Why do we call it circular? Because the bottom of it, exactly right. And what do we call the bottom of this cone? It's right there. It's called the base, all right? So it's called a base. You don't. Well, right circular cone, you got to say that, yeah. But you don't have to tell me that the bottom, you don't have to tell me that's a base. You don't have to tell me the height. You don't have to tell me the radius. None of that. All you got to do, I'll put something like this, very similar to this, all right, on a test or quiz, and you just have to tell me it's a what? A right circular cone. So if you can draw this in your notes, feel free. This stuff's in the book. If you just want to Google right circular cone, right, on your phone or your computer or something, a million of them will pop up, all right? So that's basically a right circular cone. Is it what? No homework today, correct. Oh, you weren't in here for that? I did. I collected A and B, yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Shh, too much talking. What's with that corner? My last class, that corner back there is doing all the talking. Maybe because you're furthest away from me, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I could bring you up here and sit you right in front of me. Maybe that'll help. So this is a right circular cone. Here's another one. Now this is kind of weird looking. All right? Look at the word. It's oblique. That's how you say that word. It's probably a word that you're not familiar with. I would write it down. Some of you guys aren't writing anything. Most of you are. Almost everybody is, but there's a couple. One with the head down, one not writing at all. You're looking at me, but you're not writing anything. Don't know why, because I'm telling you to. It's an oblique circular cone. What does oblique mean? It means basically what's different from this. Yeah, the sides are slanted, okay? The sides are slanted. So when the sides of it are slanted, okay, we call it an oblique. There's a, you guys have used Word before, haven't you? Microsoft Word, typed up papers and stuff like that on a computer, right? You probably learned it well, I actually taught it in 6th grade. Who had me for 6th grade? I think 2 of you were in that class. Were you in that class? I don't think you had me for 6th grade. Anyway, 2 of you were from that class. We taught Microsoft Word, and you could take letters, you can make them italics, right? You've done that before, right? All right, you've seen italics. This is kind of like it. Italics basically takes the letters and kind of slants it, right? That's what this does. In fact, I have a program that we use to do the yearbook, and instead of italics, they don't call it italics, they call it oblique instead of italics, all right? So it's a word that's around. Somebody open the door. So it's a word that's around, all right? Oblique just means it is slanted. Everybody got it? The bottom or the base is a circle. That's why we say circular. And it's a cone. What does a cone do? It comes to a point. What do you think we call that point? A vertex. Very good guess. All right, since it's right there in front of you. All right, everybody got that? Oblique, circular, cone. All right. This one is not a cone. What does a cone do? A cone starts at a circle, comes to a point, right? It's got a vertex. This does not have a vertex. It does start with a circle, and the sides do go up, but how do the sides go up? They go straight up. Everybody see that? If they go completely straight up, do you see the height and the radius? What kind of a angle does it make? A right angle. Makes a right angle. Well, bring it up to me. I'm not going to walk over there. Just put it right there. Okay. So the sides go straight up. That's why they call it right. See the height and the radius? Okay, that's a right angle. So the sides go straight up. So something like this little pencil sharpener thing right here. It's kind of small, but you guys probably see it. It's got a circle as a base, right? And the sides just go completely straight up. It's not slanted, all right? When I say slanted, it's not like you're taking the whole thing and just tilting it, all right? If I was able to, I can't because I can't move these sides or anything, but if I was able to take this little pencil sharpener and keep the bottom as a circle and just take those sides and just kind of slant it like this, that would be oblique. All right, so oblique, circular, I'm sorry, that's the next one. This one is not oblique. What is it? It's right circular cylinder. So what do you think the next one's going to be? Very good. Oh, wait, what? That wasn't up there long enough? It's a right circular cylinder. Now, if you look at this on the screen, the base of this, does it really look like a circle? It kind of looks like an oval, doesn't it? All right. But the thing is, it's three-dimensional. So it's almost like you're looking at it at an angle. So if I took this circle, all right, this bottom right there, and I turned it at an angle, it really wouldn't look like a circle anymore. It kind of looks like an oval, right? Or a ellipse. An ellipse is what we would call it in math. But it is a circle, though. All right, this is a perfect circle, even though it doesn't look like it, because we're trying to take a three-dimensional object and put it in a two-dimensional space. So things look a little bit weird. You have to use your imagination just a little bit. What's going on? What? Yes, that John right there. All right. All right, so that, what is that called? A right circular cylinder. What do you think's next? I already gave you a sneak preview. It's an oblique circular cylinder, okay? Still has a base as a circle, but look at the sides. They don't just go straight up. They don't go straight up at a right angle. They slant, all right? And if it slants, it's oblique. Make sure you spell the word correctly. O-B, what? L-I, what's that letter? Q-U-E, oblique. Spell these right. Cylinder is something. I've gotten some crazy spellings. Even my honors class, they spell this word crazy ways. It starts with a C, but it's an S sound, isn't it? All right. Every once in a while, we have some C's, right? What's another word that is a C? Starts with a C, but it sounds like an S in our language. Can you think of anything? Starts with a C. Civics. What? Civics? Okay, there you go. That works. Civics. All right. Sounds like an S, but it's a C. So it's no. All right. So cylinder. C-Y-L-I-N-D-E-R. Everybody got it? please spell it correctly. All right, write it down here, and then on the quiz or test, spell it correctly. Again, what am I doing on the quiz or test? Am I asking you to do anything with this? This is the name, that's it. Okay, I'm just asking you for the name. I'm not asking you to draw it. Shh.
So when we take a test, you just
I give you the picture, and you just write down the name. That's it. Guys, in that first row, you need to settle down. I will, next marking period for sure. I'm waiting for you. So, again, for like the 5th time, on a quiz or a test, I'm just sticking the picture on there, and you just have to tell me the name of it. That's it. All right? You don't have to draw it. I'm not going to give you a name of something and ask you to draw it. Okay? These are too hard to draw. That's why I grabbed these off the internet, because I can't draw these very well. All right? So, there you go. All right. Let's do another one. This one, you got 3 of them. This is called a prism. Notice the difference between this and a cylinder. The top and bottom, the 2 bases are still the same, but they're not what? A cylinder, what are the bases? What kind of shape are the bases? Round, but what is the shape? It's circle. It's a circle, right? Okay. But look at this. The top, it could be a rectangle. It could be something else, right? This right here is not a rectangle if it's slanted like that. Okay, but they're all straight edges. Everything's got a straight edge. Okay, a cylinder, it goes straight up. The base and the 2 bases are the same, but it's curved around the outside. Okay, because the bottom is a circle. But look at this. These are all polygons at the bottom, aren't they? All right. This is a rectangle. It's probably not a rectangle. Well, I don't know. It could be a rectangle. Yeah, they put a right angle there, so yeah, it's still a rectangle. But look at the difference. These go straight up. The bases are the same. Does not come to a point, all right? It doesn't come to a point. We are going to deal with one that comes to a point. We already talked about a cone comes to a point, but there you go. Oblique prism. Look at the bottom of this. What's the base of this? It's not a rectangle. It's a triangle. So instead of calling it a right rectangular prism like this is, or an oblique rectangular prism, what would we call this one? A right triangular, right? Because the bottom, the base, is a triangle. Okay, a couple more and we're done. Now, look at this one. This one comes to a point, kind of like a cone, but what's the difference between this and a cone? A cone has what as a base? A circle as a base, okay? And this comes to a point. The bottom of this one's a rectangle, comes up to a point. That would be considered a right rectangular pyramid. Pyramid comes to a point, okay? Prism, it's flat on the top, right? It's the same thing on the top and the bottom. Pyramid comes to a point. And then, this one's kind of crazy looking, but I should have made it a little smaller. Let's make it just a little smaller. The bells are ringing now. All right. So what do we call this thing?
It's oblique.
It's oblique. That's right, because the sides are slanted. What kind of bottom is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. What's 6? Hexagon. So this would be a oblique, what? Hexagonal, what?
Hexagonal.
Pyramid. Pyramid. All right. That's it.